So now that we know how to calculate our monthly payments and how to calculate the total cost of things, we can now look at ways we can earn or we can save money. And one of the ways in these fixed installment loans is to pay the thing off early, because then you aren't charged interest over the entire life of the loan, only for the amount of time that you had the loan out. What we call this is unearned interest if you pay it off early. And that is looking at this perspective of the loan shark saying, "Oop, if the person pays their loan early, I don't collect as much interest as if they took the full time." You have to be careful if you're looking at actual loans. Sometimes there's a prepayment penalty if you do that. So we're going to use the actual, I can't even say that word, method. Turning to page 238, here is the method. It's another formula. So note in this formula, we're going to call the unearned interest U, and K is going to be the number of payments remaining, excluding the payment you're currently making. So if it's the 50th, well, let's ignore that. And then capital R is your monthly payment. Don't confuse this with lowercase r that was a percent. And H is this finance charge per $100 borrowed. In other words, H is one of these numbers from this table back on page 236. So let's look back at this same loan that we were working with before. And the cost of the car was $12,260. The down payment was $3,000. Here's our monthly payments, and we had 48 months. So when you're making your 36th payment, how many payments are going to remain after that? So you're going to take the total number of months that you were making payments. You're going to subtract from it the 36, and we're going to say there are 12 remaining payments after this 36th payment. So we decided to pay off the loan in that 36 months. So how much money would we save? So first we're going to have to find H, and well, we're going to have to find all of the things in our formula. So let me write down the formula again. That's U equals K capital R H and 100 plus H. So first off, R was our monthly payments. That's $231.50. K is the number of payments remaining. So we still have 12 payments after this 36th payment that we're going to have to do. And then the last thing we need to figure out is what is H. So notice we have 12 months of payments we have to make. And recall from the previous thing that the interest rate we were making on this was 9.25. So let's go back to our table. Let's go to the 12 mark line. And then let's go to the 9% to 9.5% APR. That's what we calculated in the previous problem. Remember, the way we got the 9.25 is we added these two numbers together and divided by 2. So to get the finance charge, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the 5.22. I'm going to add to it the 4.94, and I'm going to divide by 2, and this is what we're going to use for H. So switch over to Desmos. Okay, so I don't have Desmos open right now. Here we go. And we're going to do 5.22 plus 4.94. I'm going to do a set of parentheses, and I'm going to divide by 2. And we're going to call H the cost to finance $100, 5.08. So if we want to know how much would we save by paying this off early, in other words, how much interest are we going to avoid paying, we're going to plug these things into our formula. So U is going to equal those 12 payments that remain. Each of those payments are $231.50. And then the cost to finance it per $100, 5.08. And then we're going to divide that by the 100 plus that cost to finance, 5.08. This is the total amount of money we would save, the total amount of interest we would avoid paying by paying it in the 36th month. So let's switch to Desmos, type that all in. 12 times 231.5 times 5.08. Notice I'm using parentheses and divided by 100 plus 5.08. We're going to save a whopping 134.30 approximately. I am rounding to the nearest cent. So that's how much we would save. Wonderful. Doesn't seem like a lot. And if you think through what you have to do, you're going to have to take 12 times 231.50. That's how much money you're going to have to come up with and pay at this moment in order to save $134.30. This happens to be $2,778. We have to make a one-time payment of that in order to save this much money. Is it worth it? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I can buy a lot of Lego with $134.30. So let's actually work through the total amount of money we have to pay off this loan. So after the 36th month, I just calculated that, we would do 12 times 231.50, and that's going to equal the 2,778. That's how much money we still owe. Then we would take the amount of interest we would save, which is $134.30. That's included in here. So we would subtract that $134.30 from the amount of money we still owe. This is the amount we're going to save, and this would be how much we would actually have to pay in the 36th month. So we could discuss the pros and cons here. I think the big con is you have to have this much cash right now in order to pay off your loan. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have this. The pro is you save $134 and you no longer have this $231.50 a month that you have to include in your monthly budget. So that is nice.